Heyo, Cronity, Digital Unity here, and today we're going back to Kerbal Space Program! Woo! Alright, so, last time I said we were gonna build a space station, and build a space station we indeed shall. You can see me setting up the first module here, but this first design doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't work the way that I was hoping it would. I was hoping that the two outer sections would stay attached and the inner section would disconnect. I'm sure there's a way to do that. But I didn't know what it was at the time, so I abandoned this design and quickly moved on to the next, which is the one that we're actually going to be utilizing here. I like this design. It's visually striking, it's simple, it's efficient, it's got one heck of a lifter on it. This thing is going to be absolutely clear to get to orbit, and that's all we need it to do as a space station. So this is our hub module that is going to be going up soon for our inaugural Digital Unity space station. Let's take her to the pad and see how she goes. For some reason, I thought I had more tourists to put on board this thing. But here we go. And there we went. There we go. Try that again. Excuse me, you are strutted in place. You shouldn't be doing that. Now quit it with the flexing. Well, it's not flexing. I know exactly what the cause of this is. I just didn't want to get rid of it because it looked cool. Fine, if I can't have my wing strakes. We'll build a boring, conventional-looking rocket that flies normal. Because all the tail fins are at the tail end of the craft. I blame those side protrusions on the actual hub module. If I'd thought to put a fairing, we could probably be doing a little bit nicer than this right now, but it's fine. It's alright, it's okay, you can look the other way. We can try to understand the New York Times and Metro Man. I don't think that's the actual words. Pretty tight mission scheduling, but we did it. We're not even coming that far down from KSC, are we? Oh no, we're on the other side of the world. This is a different spot. But this gets these tourists on their... Oh, they wanted to go full orbit. Well, it gets their suborbital. That's part of it. We can get them on a suborbital. We can get them on an orbital trajectory later. Like, that's basically free anyway. With that established as our first module, we're going to be working on a solar array as well now. But I wasn't paying enough attention when I put that module up there, so we're going to end up doing a third launch today, but I won't bother showing you the rocket build for that. It's basically just the same thing, copy-paste a third time. But this is our solar array, because every station needs to be able to generate power, clearly. I didn't have access to the big solar panels yet, so I just made a big rotary thing that's got solar panels on all sides. It's basically just as good, I mean, probably. It should be fine. And since I don't have regular-sized clampetrons, this entire station is junior scale. One day I'll have to put in a docking array adapter so that we have larger ports to be working with, but that day is not this day. And to think all of this is because I thought I could do an Apollo-style mission, and it wasn't good enough. Clearly, I should have paid more attention in rocket school. But we're going to be taking this solar array to the pad very shortly. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes as well. It's okay, we'll just make a 5-man habitation module. I forgot to put the tourists on. It's okay, we can just make a 5-man habitation module. Launch it with the station designation and make sure it has communications on it. Wow, these are some quiet rockets. Get a realistic expectation of what space will sound like with this one, I guess. Eerily quiet. It won't be a very circular orbit, but I think we will be able to take the tourists on their journey through orbit today. Forgot I had another stage. We got ourselves in orbit. Travel itineraries are complete. Here's the fun part. This is almost beautiful to watch without the sound. It's sort of stunning. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's beautiful. Perhaps not the most ideal location for a solar array, but we have a solar array now. Okay, family. Let's go home. Here we are, coming back into the whatever. Screaming back through the atmosphere. Everybody's been to suborbital, everybody's been to orbit, everybody's done all that they wanted to do on their spacecation. We're gonna be okay for splashdown in a couple minutes here. Everybody alright? Alright. Now we don't have to lug tourists around on our next hauling mission, where we'll put the actual station part of the station into the station. Dear God, there's so much debris. Now the trouble is that I'll actually need 5 Kerbals to put on here. Jedgel, Jeblis, Heidorf, and Psyche will make the 4th that has to go on there for functionality purposes. I don't think I actually got any pilots out of this batch. I'd be stupid not to have Greg Bro, just in general, though. 3, 2, 1, ignition! Silent again. Once we have this habitation module attached, we'll have an entire station up in Kerbin orbit that's actually worth a darn. Alright, we're just gonna work on matching our velocity now. This is the longest part of the process, the actual rendezvous portion. Might not be quite as long if we didn't overshoot orbit by so far. 2.2 ought to be plenty close enough. Another module is about to connect to the Kerbin Hub station. Oh, it's glorious. Alright. 2 modules on a space station. I think that that's a pretty good place to call it. for one episode of KSP. Let's get ourselves oriented sort of upward here. Just want to get a thumbnail shot here. No. Just giving the station a very slight inclination change, but I don't think it'll matter too much for our own purposes. What I should do, though, is I should shut down that engine so that that doesn't happen to me ever again. And this is probably where I'll take my thumbnail from for today. Let's just get all of our UI off as much as we can, get ourselves a fun angle. So until next time, I've been Digital Unity, and this has been the construction of a space station over 3 separate launches. You guys are getting spoiled today.